We're back with this special Thursday night edition of Face the State, joined once again by Governor Lamont from the executive residence in Hartford's West End to answer your questions. And Governor, let's talk unemployment for a second, because we get a lot of questions about this. We get emails every day, all day long about it. People still struggling to get through to the State Department of Labor to get their benefits activated or to troubleshoot issues with the filing system. One viewer has what appears to be a very common issue wrote in, quote, "I'm having trouble clearing an issue with the unemployment process. My claim was approved and I was paid the first week. But since then, my claim has been on hold, with the status of the hold as message 108, which means your claim filed by phone/web is being held due to a potential issue. Visit filectui.com. Of course, there's no further info on the website to what needs to be done to clear the issue. And the website explicitly does not to call for help, it says, in large red letters. So now what? Any help will be greatly appreciated. I'm running out of money." And here's another viewer question as well. Well, we'll get to that in just a moment, but I'll let you answer that first.
I'll answer them all. Send your email to Dennis House. He'll get it to me. We'll take care of this. We've answered over 500,000 of these, processing of the unemployment. I am so embarrassed that there are a number of them that are still outstanding. I got to tell you that Kurt Westby is working around the clock. We're expanding the hours. I think you know what happened, but no excuses. It's been too long.
When you look ahead 3 months, 6 months, what kind of economy do you think we'll have, Governor?
I think we're on the mend. I really do. I think it's going to be halting. I think there's a possibility of a flare-up later on, this fall. But I think if people are cautious, one step at a time, I think you're going to see our economy coming back, not strongly, but coming back consistently. As you know, our manufacturing never closed down. We kept that going. Big construction is still going. The service economy is going to take a little more confidence for people to come back. But now with indoor dining along with outdoor dining in our stores, I think you'll see a little more confidence every day.
Governor, could this pandemic be good for growth in Connecticut? You look at all the people who are buying homes in Fairfield County, but even in Hartford County, I believe there are like 500 new mailing changes, address changes, indicating people have moved here from other places. What do you think?
I think you're right, Dennis. I think you're finding that people are taking a second look at Connecticut. Let's say 10 years ago, millennials all wanted to be in the big city where it was all happening. And now the big city is closed up. And now there's a lot of interest in coming up to a state like Connecticut, where you have nice cities, but not big cities, small cities, outdoor living, maybe a little backyard. I think these all have a new appeal, and our businesses are going, so there's good opportunity here. And as you point out, the real estate phones are ringing.
Do you see your office perhaps trying to recruit people with advertising in other states?
I think we are certainly telling the story of Connecticut, saying fiscally we're in pretty good shape, a little better shape than a lot of our peers right now. We're telling people about the opportunities here. Look, I don't wish ill on anybody. We're part of a region. We're in this together. But I'm happy for the fact that people are taking a good look at Connecticut.
Welcome back. We are joined once again by Governor Lamont from his home, the executive residence in Hartford's West End. And Governor, first of all, I want to thank you for joining us the last 13 weeks for this, because our viewers have really appreciated you answering their questions, and they've really enjoyed these Thursday nights with Ned and Den, as someone called them. But I want to ask you, in terms of the media, and you can ask us this question if you want. I know you have a background in communications. How do you think the media, Connecticut media, has done in terms of covering this pandemic and covering you?
Let me turn it right back on you, and I'll tell you the quandary I had, Dennis. And frankly, I think the media was very helpful, and I'll tell you what I mean. We were getting mixed signals out of the White House, to be blunt. Whether you take this seriously, it's all going to go away in April. And we governors were trying to give a clear signal that the mask is not a nuisance, the mask is really necessary, and we're going to get through this, but only if we're serious about the protocols. And I tried to always be respectful of the president, but sometimes we had a different message. How do you, as a leader in the media, balance that as well?
Well, it's certainly been difficult. We did start, as you know, at the beginning of this pandemic by covering your briefings and the president's briefings. And the president's briefings turned a little political, so we stopped airing those live on Channel 3, and we put those on our Facebook page so people could watch them, so we were covering them, whereas you tended to stick to the issues a little bit more. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, I just want to say broadly, you made our lives a lot easier by amplifying the message as we worked our way through this pandemic. We were learning all along the way. This wave was crashing, and the media didn't terrify people, but was clear in terms of what we had to do to get through this safely. And for that, I'm thankful. Could I take one personal privilege, since this is our last time doing this, if you don't mind, Dennis?
Go right ahead, Governor.
I just got off the phone. With a great old friend that we grew up together. Her name is Missy Perkins out in eastern Connecticut. And Connecticut had a terrible health setback, and Missy's had a health setback. And Connecticut's on the mend. And Missy, we're all cheering you on. And sure, you're going to be on the mend as well. Just wanted to say that.
Did you know a lot of people, a lot of your friends? I know at the beginning of this pandemic, you said you lost a neighbor, I believe, in Greenwich or New Canaan, an old friend of yours to COVID. Do you have other friends who've had it?
Yes. I was talking to Arizona the other day and said, why do you having this spike? What's going on there? What should we know? And after a little discussion, they said something interesting. They said, Governor, in Connecticut, they maybe take the protocols a little more seriously because you know somebody who lost their job, but you also maybe know somebody who lost their life. That wasn't true in places like Arizona, where they didn't take the protocols quite as seriously. Thankfully, we are, and I think that's why we're going to get through this one step at a time.
Well, Governor Lamont, best of luck to you. I hope you have a peaceful summer. I know it's been a very busy spring for you. We thank you so much for joining us these past several weeks, and we will, of course, continue to cover the pandemic here on Face State on Sunday mornings, and hope that you can join us on one of those mornings as well.
Thanks for what you do, Dennis. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Governor. Have a great night, everybody. And we invite you to tune in for a special edition of Face the State this Sunday morning. We'll be talking about race relations in our state in the wake of the death of George Floyd and Rayshard Brooks. We'll be joined by Saud Anwar. He's a state senator and also a doctor. Doug Glanville. He is an author, broadcaster, and a former Major League Baseball player. We're also joined by Phil Gaduti. He's a professor at Quinnipiac University. We're talking about Christopher Columbus. We thank you so much for sharing your Thursday night with us. Have a great night, everybody.